Hello, fam. Welcome to Plantish Live. Chef Sebeq and myself, I'm Nina Curtis, come on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today we are saying, let us cook. It's been a while since we've gotten into the kitchen together. Cook it up. We've been talking about this since last year that we wanted to do this at least once a month. So here we are. It's never too late to start, and we are going to do this. I know he's coming in. Let me get him in here with me because you know it's Taco Tuesday, and we love a Taco Tuesday. We just talk about it and then we go on about our business and usually have a taco the next day. But today we're going to be cooking it up. So let's see. How's everyone coming in? Thank you. Please drop where you're joining us from. And we are looking forward to having you coming on in with us. Drop in the chat what you think we might be cooking today. I know it's Taco Tuesday, so that's kind of a giveaway, but let's see if you can guess what we're cooking. How you doing,
I'm
Chef?
doing so well, Chef. How are you?
I'm excited. I know we've been talking about doing this, getting back to this since
Yeah,
that other app we were on where we did it quite regularly.
right,
So
right.
here we
Yeah,
are. You know, if you talk about something, let's make it
yeah,
happen.
we're here.
How's everyone doing? I see this camera changes on us when we both come on. Let me come up a little bit and I'll show
Excellent.
everyone. Is that better?
Yep.
Hello, everyone. Please share where you're tapping in from. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't met Chef Sasabek before, I believe that's kind of hard, but he is. Chef, tell us a little bit about yourself. And yeah, we'll get started with that.
Okay. So yes, I am Chef Sebeq Randall. I'm a vegan chef located here in the Carolinas. I've been vegan since birth. I've gone through a journey of losing over 100 pounds. And yeah, I'm just into all things health and wellness and being in the kitchen and whipping up nice things.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm Chef Nina. And yeah, I like to eat good food. I've been vegan going on 25 years now, somewhere in there. I'm trying to get my black card as a vegan since birth, and Chef just laughs at me because, we can all dream. Good morning, She Girl 57. Thank you
Morning.
for being here with us. Chef, so we've been talking about this, and,
Mhm.
we're going to talk about something and then we're going to do it. So
Mhm.
it's Taco Tuesday. You want to hint or let the folks fam know what's on your menu?
Absolutely. So I love all beans. Let me start there. But I am using black beans to use to make my dish, and the star of my dish will be sweet potatoes. And if you've been following me for some time, you know what I'm probably going to make to pair with these black beans. So yeah, that's a little hint there. I don't want to give it all away yet. What about
Oh,
yourself?
you're gonna tease them, Chef?
Of course, you know how I do.
All right, I hear you. Well, I've been named, they're called the Taco Queen. I know there's a lot of queens out there and probably queens eating tacos. But if you know me, you know how much I love a taco, whether it's Taco Tuesday, Taco Wednesday, Taco Thursday, Taco Friday, all week long. I think we could eat a taco a day. Tortillas are my bread. I will have a tortilla in the morning like someone else will have toast. And I'm really into us making our own, hand press tortillas. And it's so easy. So I'm going to start with that. But it's also National Empanada Day. And
Okay.
and empanadas originate from Spain. The first noting in a cookbook in Catalan was in the 1520s, and an empanada recipe appeared. And then the Spaniards introduced empanadas to many people, but the Aztecs and the Mayans in about the 16th century. And the they adapted it because corn was their base. In Spain it was flour wheat, which is pretty much around the world. It can be a very flaky kind of pastry, but it comes from the Spanish word empanar, to wrap or cover. So it's that pocket. So to me it's like, well, I still get to have my taco. I'm just gonna seal it up. And pocket food is so great because you can put it in a wrapper and take it with you all day. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna do like, chef likes to do, we like to do. I'm gonna twist it a little bit. I still get my taco, and I'm just going to do in honor of National Empanada Day. And it's about, they can't totally say, but they think it's at least over 30 countries that make some form of an empanada, and it can be named differently in, North Africa, in the Caribbean, they're using cassava flour, excuse me, and yuca. And yeah, so we're going to get into that, but I'm making mine with corn. So masa harina is one of the ways you can do it. So it's just like I'd make my tortillas. I'm just going to fold it, and that's what I'm going to get into. And I'm going to tell you, my feeling is going to be with shiitake mushrooms that I've marinated, I've sauteed them, and then I'll hold and let you see what I'm going to add to that. So, Chef, you want to take us from there? Let's see, anybody
Yes,
talking to us in
absolutely.
here?
Yeah,
I think people are just coming in. Welcome in, fam. We are just going to be cooking. Our tagline is "Let us cook," and that's what we're going to do. So, welcome as you come in. Hello, Moody Ding. Is that right? I don't like messing up people's names, but yeah. All right, so we'll be tapping in. So, Chef, we'll get started. I'm just going to show because the screen switches when there's two of us.
uh,
So here's my masa harina, and it's really simple. A basic recipe to make like 10 tortillas would be 1 cup of masa harina. I always suggest organic, and there's some beautiful masa harinas out there, to 1 cup of warm water. You want the water warm, and then you're going to let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes, and you're just going to cover it with a damp towel, and then I'll press them out. But this time, I'm going to press them in the parchment paper. I'll show you, I'll lift it up so you can see. And then I'm just going to fold it over, and I'm going to pinch it, with the fork tings. And so, Chef, what are you over there doing so far? I'm going to start mixing my water in. And I
listen.
just added a half teaspoon of sea salt
Uh,
in my water. I warmed it up quickly, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to start stirring with my hand, Chef. Go for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, my mouth is already starting to water just listening to what you're doing over there. I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys, Chef Nina is the taco queen. And the tacos are so versatile. You just never know what you're going to get in that shell. So
You never
that's all
know.
I have to say. You have earned
Thank
that
you. Thank
name.
you. Thank
For
you, Chef.
sure.
Well, I feel the same about what you're going to share with them. You're going to make in a minute, but I'm not going to burst your bubble and tell them since I got an insider insight.
Of course, Chef, you always get the inside scoop. But yes, my sweet potatoes just came out of the oven. I roasted two of them. The recipe that I'm making that only calls for one, but I like having an extra sweet potato in the fridge
I'm
just
with
to have
you.
on hand.
I'm
You
with
can
you.
throw that in the air fryer or the oven to reheat it, and that could be, something that you could put with beans. And that is
Yes,
what I enjoy doing. That is what saves my life on days when I'm busy. I love, on one day of the week, I'll come in the kitchen and I'm prepping all the things that are shelf stable, like my beans, if I can roast my potatoes, if I can do some sauces. That way, when I come into the kitchen the rest of the week, meals come together in 10 minutes.
I love that.
So, yeah, I have my
And you
sweet potatoes.
cook.
What's
Go
that?
ahead, Jen. No, no, go
Oh, no,
ahead.
no, no. And I was just going to say, I have my sweet potatoes here, just came out of the oven. And I'm going to let those cool just a minute. Back here, I have some black beans that I sauteed with peppers, onions, and I have some sweet corn. I did that with spices, and I'll just go ahead and give it away.
Okay.
I'm making smash black bean tacos, and I'm going to have the dip, and I'm going to do a sweet potato queso. So if you've been
Wow.
following me, I've been raving about the sweet potato queso. It's so versatile, and people in the comments, people that I've even made it for, are like, "Sweet potatoes? Isn't it sweet? Isn't it?" No, you have to try it because when you add the spices, when you add the nutritional yeast, it changes the flavor profile completely. So yeah, I've been making that sweet potato queso at least once a week, and I pair it with chips, tacos. I put it on. I made a southwestern stuffed sweet potato last
Yes.
week, and I topped that on the sweet potato queso on the potato, and it was so amazing, so amazing. So yeah, that's what I'm doing over here. I have the black beans here, sauteed, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to smash the black beans so that when I put them into the tortilla shell and bake them, it can get nice and crispy and hold together.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
you bring up a good point, Chef, because we always hear, or I know we've talked about it and we both hear it independently. People always say, oh, it's so expensive to eat plant-based,
Uh-huh.
but that's because you're buying things in the store that would you'd buy anyway that are expensive no matter what's on your plate, right? And this way,
Yeah.
it's so much more economical to just, Chef will say he has his queso. I want to make sure I have my pico de gallo,
Ooh,
and when I buy it or look at it in the store, it's $7. And
that's
I'm buying a couple of tomatoes, my onions, my cilantro, and sometimes I put mint in it, my habanero, or if I don't want it that hot, my jalapeno. So it's not expensive to eat plant-based. It's expensive to buy already shelf-made products, which is expensive no matter what you're eating. I just want to show you the dough. It's like a Play-Doh consistency. And if I pull a little bit off, and then you roll it about the size of a golf ball. If I'm being really specific for this, I'm weighing it out 1.5 ounces so that I can get a nice fold. But the thing is, when you press it just down, if you don't see any cracks, you know you have enough moisture. If it kind of cracks in the middle, and you can see here, mine isn't cracking when I press it down, I'll roll it again and press it, that it's really showing you that you have enough moisture. If it's too wet, it'll be like squishy. And so you can just add a little more masa harina. And if it's too dry, I can just wet my hands. Don't pour more water in your dough. I can just wet my hands and then go from there. Now I'm going to cover this in a moist towel, and I'm just going to let this sit for 20 to 30 minutes so all of the water can get absorbed and it can be very hydrated. And then we'll come back to this because after 20 minutes, I'm going to weigh it out. You don't have to weigh it. You can just pinch it, eyeball and golf ball size in the kitchen when we're pressing 100 plus tortillas. We are weighing it out. So, it's consistency on your plate. You don't want to see a 1 ounce and a 2 ounce tortilla pressed out on your plate. That's how particular we are as customers, and it's good. So I'm going to sit this aside, and then, Chef, what are you doing right now?
yeah. So I'm about to start filling my tacos so that I can place them into the oven. So I took a potato masher and I just smashed them. And if you don't have one of these, you can use a fork. I seasoned the black beans with smoked paprika, cumin, garlic, onion powder, a little sea salt, black pepper, and when I'm cooking my black beans, I add a gujillo pepper,
Okay.
and that gives it a nice flavor. Um, and yeah, that's what I have going on here. I mashed up those black beans. I'm taking a scoop, and I'm going to put that on one half of the tortilla, and then I'm going
Lift,
to fold it over. And by the way, this
lift
is a
that
corn.
up just a little, Chef. Oh,
Okay,
yes, yes. I like that.
yeah. So I put that on one half, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it face down on the tray, on the baking tray here.
Okay. How many are you making? I get three of them.
So I'm making six.
Okay, well, you get three and I get three. That sounds fair.
How many empanadas are you making, Chef?
Um, I'm making because I know if I made six, I'd eat six. I'm making three. But chef, I already have the dough, so I have it ready to go because I'll keep my dough, which masa means dough, you know.
Okay.
So if you say masa dough, you're saying dough. But masa means dough, so I'll keep my masa because, like the magic of TV, I've already made a batch and I've let it sit 30 minutes. I've weighed it out, I've rolled it out, so I'm ready to press while my other dough. So I got you covered, chef. Don't worry. I'm gonna use my this is just a uh speaking a tortilla press. If you don't have a tortilla press, you don't think you're going to get into making your tortillas like I do, you can use the bottom of a glass bowl that would have a diameter that's large enough for the size of tortilla you want. You'll just need 2 sheets of parchment paper, or you can wrap your tortilla press in plastic. I just try to lessen the plastic I'm using for years now for all the reasons we know. And so I'm going to already have my parchment paper. When I make these and I wrap them, I want to keep them damp and sealed so there's no air getting in. They'll last me like 3 to 4 days that I can then go ahead and press them out. If they've gotten a little dry, I can just, like I said, wet my hands and they're good to go. So I've got my tortilla press. I am going to lay down 1 sheet of my parchment paper. I'm going to use one of my golf balls. I'm going to sit it right in the middle and just press it a little. This is the same way I'm making tortillas. So I could go right into a taco if I wasn't planning to use it and wrap it for the empanada. And I'm just pressing it down. With empanadas, I don't want to press it as hard or down as hard as I normally would my tortillas, because sometimes I like to get them really thin because I do need to wrap it. And so I don't want it to break, right? Because we're talking about corn masa harina that doesn't have gluten, so it's not going to have that same stretch elasticity that your wheat dough might have. And I've just flipped it, like I said. I'm just giving it a slight press, but I don't want it to be too, like I said, thin. And then I'll just peel off, and you can see there, make a lot of noise, Nina, nothing broke. There's my wrap for my empanada, which means to wrap. And I'm just going to put my mushroom filling in, but I'm going to go ahead and press out all of my tortillas, and then I'm going to fill them, wrap them, and then I'm going to, you could bake these, but I'm actually going to pan fry them. You could also deep fry them, but I try not to deep fry much, but I'll pan fry, or you could air fry very beautifully. Hello, everyone. Welcome for coming in. We are just making it's Taco Tuesday. Chef, what are you making over there for those coming in?
Yes, I'm making a black bean smash taco, and I have some sweet potato queso to go along with that. What are you making over there?
It's like a smash burger, right, Chef?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I like that name, smash tacos, because you don't always hear that. I am making, because it's National Empanada Day, I am making masa harina. So, like my corn tortillas, because that's a staple in Mexico, corn in Spain, who introduced the empanadas to Mexico, the Aztecs and the Mayans. They use wheat flour. If you're in North Africa or you're in the Caribbean, you're probably getting, plantain or yuca, cassava. So there's over 30 countries they imagine that have some form of empanada if they don't call it empanada. So if you make something that's an empanada, not called an empanada, please drop it in the chat for us so we can all educate. So here's my second one. I just gave it one press. I
Hmm.
weighed these out. So they're 1.5 ounces. So it's like the size of a golf ball. You don't have to be so specific. You could just pinch it. But in the kitchen, I'm so used to us weighing everything out because we're making so many
Yeah.
that we're able to, give you a constant weight of your tortilla. I know people don't think about that, but that's something we have to think about when we're working in a restaurant. So, Chef, that's what I'm doing right now.
That's awesome. Yeah, over here I have my tacos together. I'm about to place them into the oven.
Oh,
I brushed them with some avocado oil so that they can get nice and crispy and get nice and brown, and
Wait, let me count. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay.
there's actually
I didn't want
seven.
to, I just want to check that you've got mine over there. You know, I'm going to check, Chef. It's not that I don't believe you. I'm just going to check.
Oh,
How's
absolutely.
everyone doing? Ah, Postillo and empanadas are similar. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, brother. How are you doing, brother Urel? Thank you for coming in. There's, they think there's over 30 countries that make some form of an empanada, but it did, based on when they found the first recipe for empanadas, it did show in Catalan that it appeared in a cookbook in the 1520 of the first empanada that they can, they see on record. We know how that goes. But, and then in the 16th century, it said that the Spaniards introduced it to the Aztec and the Mayan in the 16th century. And of course, they adapted it to their base, which would be corn. And that's what I'm making today because it's gluten free. I love tortillas. That's my bread. And I'm ready to rock and roll. So, again, if you don't have a tortilla press, you can use the base of a glass bowl that would be, these would be large, small tortillas like a tapas, but a larger bowl base could press. You just need 2 sheets of parchment paper so that it obviously doesn't stick. Because even if you were to put oil, it would be hard to peel it off when you've got it, that thin. So, Chef, what are you doing?
So right now, I'm about to start working on this sweet potato queso. Um, but before I do that, I just want to talk about the black beans. So I actually made these black beans last week. I batch batch cook all my beans, and I freeze half of them so that when I'm ready to use them, I'm just pulling them out of the freezer the night before they thaw, and then I do whatever I need to do with them. And that is so much more cost efficient, and it's going to save, it saves me so much more time. So I just wanted to share that for anyone that is like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Or how can I meal prep? Or I don't have the time to meal prep every single week. Things like beans will hold on in the freezer for, I would say, a month
Wow.
in an
Yeah.
airtight container. And yeah, it saves you so much time. And, you look at the nutritional value for it as well. It's good, very good. But right
Yeah.
now, oh, go ahead.
No, no, I was agreeing with you because, like we said earlier, when people say, eating a plant-based diet is so expensive, it's really not. I don't know if you've cost out, when you buy your beans bulk or your rice bulk or
Yeah.
your nuts or seeds bulk, it's really not. What gets expensive when we're buying those shelf-ready products where the money has gone into marketing and the package oftentimes. So
Mhm.
if you're buying your base things like Chef is talking about, our beans, our legumes, which are dried beans, are, and the legumes, they're pulses when they're dried, but legumes when they're fresh out of the garden or from the farm. And then you've got your grains, no matter what grains, your nuts, your seeds, all of that is not going to be expensive if you're buying consciously. And
Yeah.
then when you want something special, like, whatever your alternative meat might be, and we have all kind of things for that, then
Right.
it's not expensive. And if you're going to the farmer's market, if you're ordering a CSA box, um, all of these things, community as supported agriculture, all of these things cut your food prices down like you've never seen. I could say even, if not half, a good 45% for sure. Would you agree, Chef?
Absolutely. 110%. And not to mention, the energy that's going into your food. You know,
Say that again, Chef.
you know that
Say that part again.
the energy that's going into your food. I'm really intentional with what mood and energy I'm in when I step foot in the kitchen. And that's not everyone's case, and rightfully so. We live in a busy world. But
Yes.
yeah, so intentional about the food that I put in my body these
Yes,
days.
brother Urel. The farmer's market is like the lifesaver. And you get to meet the farmers, you get to hear their story, you get to realize, even if they're not certified organic, that doesn't mean they're not not using um any preservatives, or not preservatives, but all the I can't think right now, all the thing that conventional food produce is grown with, right? But I love meeting. When I lived in Beverly Hills, every Sunday I went to my farmer's market. I walked from where I lived and I saw all my regulars, and then you'd
Wow.
see people, and the kids are there, the ponies are there. I mean, it's a whole just community gathering, which I think is nice too. Don't
Yeah,
you, Chef? Do you have a farmer's
absolutely.
market you like?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every week I go every Thursday and I patronize them because it's
Yeah.
important. And I appreciate the talk we did with Farmer John
Um,
and just all the gems that she dropped and giving us access to the or telling us about the Farmers Index. And I went through that list last Thursday, and it's farmers that I didn't even know existed, not
Wow.
even 10 miles away. So that's my homework for this quarter two of this year, is to get connected with more farmers because I know some, but some people don't have everything.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah,
go to
that's
certain people. Certain things.
it's so important. So, Chef, here's mine, fam. My mushroom. It's shiitake mushrooms. It has onions that I sautéed, minced garlic, onion powder, paprika, a little bit of low sodium soy, or you could use coconut aminos, because I like to. And I used a mixture of fresh shiitake, and then I used dried shiitake, reconstituted it, because I like mixing dried mushrooms, reconstituted, rehydrated, and then I take the mushroom water and I save that to use in my soups or stews, or even sauteing if I don't want to use oil. So this is my mushroom meat, very flavorful. Sometimes I'll put either flaxseed, I'll grind it up, or I'll put hemp seed, just because I bump up the protein content. So this is going to be my filling. So I've laid out my tortilla wrap. I'm going to start filling. I'm going to fold it over, and then I'm going to show you what that looks like.
Oh,
Are you hungry yet? I wish you could smell, fam,
yeah.
just how good these mushrooms alone smell with the onion and garlic.
You're taking me back to when we were in New York last year at the Plant-Based World Expo, and you made that kimchi fried rice
Oh, oh yes.
with those mushrooms. Oh my goodness. Mm.
Yes.
But yeah,
And shiitake mushrooms, yes. They have so many, all of our mushrooms, but they have different properties like our vegetables. They have so many health benefits. So now, my thing is always eating food to live for, not to die for. So that's the other plus, that when you're making your food, like Chef is talking, whether you're batch cooking or you're making from scratch, but if you batch cook from scratch, you'll have those things you really love. Like I always want pico de gallo, or I'm going to use, I'll tell you, I made a pear salsa and it is so good. And I'll show you that. But you don't think of pear. I've made
yeah,
pineapple, I've made mango, pico de gallo. So that's why I know I can serve you a taco 365 days and never put the same thing in it. But I know we like what we like. I'm just very exploratory and I find it good. And sometimes I'm like, nope, that one didn't make the cut. But at least I tried.
yeah, that's right. Yes, and the kitchen should be a playground. Like you go in here and you make mistakes and you find out things that you like and you don't like, but you have fun at the end of the day.
I think too, when people say I don't like to cook, either they just don't like to cook, or the way they've been shown to cook, maybe even how their parents cooked, it seems
Yeah.
stressful. But because I always say, mise out everything that you're going to cook with, especially whether you know the recipe or not, whether you've made it 20 times or not. And we have to do that in the commercial kitchen, because there'd be no way we could put off what we do and get your food out when you come in to eat. Most of our day has been spent prepping so that we can just really heat and assemble. Yes, we have to cook some things right then and there, but It's really about being organized. And so it's a French term, mise, M-I-S-E, on E-N, plus, P-L-A-C-E, to put things in order first. And if you're new to cooking, I really recommend this so you can just see everything that the recipe calls for. And halfway through, you don't panic because you don't have something as you're reading the recipe, which can happen to the best of us. So, these are just some tips that Chef and I are sharing with you. No matter what's on your plate, they work. We're both plant-based. We're both vegan by lifestyle. Chef is a vegan since birth. I'm 25 years in. And so why not share the things or the secrets to our success, which shouldn't be a secret. We're not gatekeepers here.
Absolutely not. Yes, yes,
What you
absolutely.
doing over there, Chef?
So I have my sweet potatoes to the blender, and I'm just gonna go in there with some soy milk.
Okay.
You could always sub out soy milk for coconut milk, but I like soy because it's neutral.
Yes. Yes. I know people would think like when people say, "Oh, I don't like soy." I'm like, "Do you like edamame beans?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Exactly.
Sometimes
Exactly. So I,
I say something, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm just like, "Okay, okay, I got you." Because edamame beans are the young soybeans. Soybeans are dry, they become the pulse. And, when people talk about tofu is so processed, it's soybeans, usually filtered water, so a soy milk, and a coagulant. Nigiri is one. It's salt. It's from the seawater that's been dried, just like our sea salt, or well, maybe not Himalayan salt, but sea salt would be it, which has over 72 plus minerals in it. So what are we talking about now? Again, you want to know who your brand is. You want organic. You do want organic. We know GMO corn and GMO soy is not what we're looking. And there is most of the corn and soy that's being produced is for animal feed, and animals would never be eating that in the natural world. So why are we feeding them that? And then we're eating it. So if you have an problem with soy estrogen, plant-based estrogen, the animal source has been eating that and it's GMO. Let's track where our food is coming from and what's really happening because it's real, fam. We want to eat food to live for, not to die for. Welcome everybody coming in. How are you doing? Chef, tell fam what you're making.
yes,
Those that just came in.
absolutely. I'm doing a smash black bean taco, and right now I'm working on this sweet potato queso. The recipe
Okay.
is posted on my page. I have one sweet potato, around 1 cup of soy milk here. I just went in with onion powder, smoked paprika, a little sea salt, and of course, when I'm making any queso, I use nutritional yeast. So I'm
Okay.
going to go in with a heavy amount of that. And once I make a recipe once or twice, I just go in and I eyeball. Less is always more. So you just, add and blend and taste. And if it's not enough, add a little bit more. But have fun. Don't be so tense. Don't have your shoulders to your ears. So I just sprinkle in some nutritional yeast, little sea salt here. And without further ado, I'm going to blend it up. I'm just going to mute here so that it's not so loud.
Okay. While he's blending, I am just stuffing my empanadas because it's National Empanada Day, April 8th every year. And empanadas originate from Spain. The first recipe was found in 1520 in Catalan in a cookbook. And so, they're basing that by there's documentation of it. It could have been started a long time ago. They believe there's over 30 countries that make some form of an empanada. And when the Spaniards introduced empanadas to Mexico, the Aztecs and the Mayans, of course, corn being the base, not wheat like in Spain, we're making then corn empanadas, and that's what I've made. So I'm using my same base, and I'll keep talking. Chef, I see you're ready. What are you doing over there?
This is the sweet potato queso here. And it's
Sweet
the
potato,
potato
chef.
sweet potato queso, yes. And the sweet potato was still warm when I blended everything up, so it's nice and hot since I blended it. And yeah,
Okay.
I just transferred this into a jar if I'm not using it immediately, and I just have it in the fridge. It holds up for about a couple days if it lasts that long.
Right.
Uh,
If it lasts that long.
yeah.
That's the key. How long it's going to last. And look at that pourability, as we call it. It's so creamy and smooth. Sisters Like Us Win, thank you. Yes, we love tacos too. And Chef Sisters Like Us Win is saying that it looks yummy.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's so delicious. So delicious. So that's sweet potato queso there. You just want to go in.
And Chef, you said the recipe is on it's
Yes,
posted your recipe.
it is. Oh, that is amazing.
Is it meet your standard?
It does. It exceeds it because I put extra love into it.
I love that. I love that. Okay, I've got my first empanada
Ooh.
press. So just let me show you before I got going. It's my tortilla. This is a masa harina I'm using. It's gluten-free. And I'm going because I love tacos. So I'm just like, Chef is making smashed tacos, and I'm making an empanada that would be a form of a smashed taco. And I've just sealed it tight so that we contain, it's like a pocket food that you can carry with you. So here I've made my mushroom stuffing, and I'm just going to sit it on one side, and then I'm going to fold this side over so it matches. I'm going to gently press it because it is corn, not wheat, so it's gluten free, so it doesn't have that same elasticity and forgiveness, if you will, that what we know wheat is. But people that would love to eat empanadas but they're not gluten free, this is it. And you're both making me hungry. Yes, we love making you hungry, IBK
Yeah,
Florida. We've done our job and we've made you hungry, but we need to hear you say we made you your mouth water. That's what we want to hear.
absolutely. For sure.
So, where you at now, Chef?
So the sweet potato queso's done. The black bean tacos are about to come out of the oven, and after that, I am about ready to plate. That's the thing
Oh,
about me. My meals come together in 10 to 15 minutes because I train twice a day. So I'm in and I'm out. I need things like my smoothie that I can just whip together really quick
yes.
out the door. And I need to feel nourished and energized. And this is my fuel right here. I don't take any pre-workouts, no
Okay. No?
supplements. Food is my fuel. And I believe, and I know for myself, when you put good, wholesome food in your body does amazing things for you.
Right.
So,
I came into veganism, natural bodybuilding competitively. I'm from Los Angeles, so I was doing bodybuilding in Venice Beach, standing and just flexing your muscles kind of bodybuilding, with
wow.
all respect to fitness competitions. It was true bodybuilding, donkey calf raising 800 pounds. And, at first, it was like, where am I going to get my protein? Because my body just kind of said, no, we don't want any more of this. And I was like, we don't want any more of what? It was like, we don't want any more animal flesh. We don't want any more animal secretions. And my first question was, where am I going to get my protein? And that's why I love that question when people ask, because Chef, you and I can rattle off probably 30 different good sources of protein, from your quinoa to chickpeas to lentils to so many other things, your beans, all of our legumes, fam. And
Yeah.
if you soak them or rinse them, if you buy store bought, you've got more bioavailable protein. And I know Sisters Like Us Win is saying thanks to you, Chef. Oh, and Uriel for sharing comments. I love it when the fam is sharing with each other in the comments. What else do you see, Chef? Who's talking to us?
Okay. Uh, let's see. IPK Florida, you're making me hungry, and we're just getting a lot of love in the comments here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of love, lots of hearts. What you got going on over there, Chef? The tacos are
Here's
about to
my
come out of the
second
oven.
press. And Chef, you said something really important, that your meals can be done in 20 minutes. And so
Yeah.
can mine if we just prep a little bit, if we have things to go. Like I shared with you, I will already have my masa harina ready in the refrigerator. I just have to keep it with a damp towel so it stays moist. And then it will last me up to like 4 days, no problem. And so if it's a little dry, I can just wet my hands and roll it. So I'm on my third one, but I just want to say when we're talking like this and we're sharing and we're stopping, it may seem like we're taking a long time, but once you get organized and you know, like, what do you want to eat this week? We're already at Tuesday, I know, but you still have time to jump in. So, fam, share with us, what are you eating this week? I know some people wait till the last minute. And usually when we do that, and I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying that most of us do that, we're hungry by then. So we just want whatever is almost in front of us. But if you think it out, like I usually prep on Sunday so that when I hit the ground Monday, because I have so much to do, and when I'm in the kitchen working all day, people think you want to come home and cook. No, you don't. You don't. Okay, chef, what are you teasing us with?
So these are the black bean tacos here. They're nice and crispy and beautiful. And yeah,
And you just smash them because you press them together, right, chef?
yes. So what I did is I took a scoop and then I put it on one side. I put the black beans on one side, and then on that side I put on the top. So it's holding down the other side of the tortilla. And then I brush it with avocado oil and bake it
Okay,
until it's nice and crispy.
I love that. So you're not doing like the burger, like, when you see smash burgers, they like putting the weight on the
Oh,
burger and
oh
it's just
yeah.
the meat part. The whole taco is smashed. And then I'm following Chef's lead because it's National Empanada Day. And I'm just taking it a step further and I'm sealing the taco because it's my tortilla. It's Mexican style empanadas. And the masa harina, you have 1 cup masa harina to 1 cup warm water and a half teaspoon of salt. I just dissolve it in my warm water. And then you just mix that really two ingredients, major ingredients. And it's so easy. And so I'm using that. And then I'm clamping it down shut. So I start with my fingers just pressing it. Because the masa harina is gluten free, which is excellent for many, you just have to be a little bit more gentle than working with wheat flour that has gluten, is elastic. Gluten is a protein, and so it's going to give you more give, and it's going to be more friendly when you're working with it. And this is friendly. You just have to be gentle and not do like if you're making a wheat empanada. If you're in the Caribbean, you're probably going to get a plantain flour or a cassava, which is yuca, but there's about 30 different countries. And to the point of just planning your menu, if you kind of know what you want, like Taco Tuesday, but for me, Taco Tuesday, Taco Wednesday, Taco Thursday. So I just mix it up. Like here we have a smash taco today for Tuesday. Tomorrow, an empanada taco. Friday, a taco bowl, which I made this weekend. So again, it's not that it has to be one certain way or the same thing. On a plant-based diet, you definitely want to and can eat as much variety and much, colored food as you can. Where else can you get so much color in your food that offers you phytonutrients and macro and micronutrients that we just don't get out of animal products? So that's what we have there, Chef. Where are you at with those tacos? I'm turning on, so you may hear a
Okay.
buzzing because I'm working on my induction cooker. I'm going to get my oil to about 130 degrees.
Okay.
On my induction, it tells me my temperature, but when I'm on my gas skillet, I just have a laser digital heat monitor, so I don't have to put a thermometer
Mm,
inside. So it's just, I laser it and it tells me where I'm at. So you're going to hear a little buzz.
that's amazing. Right
Is
now,
that okay, Chef?
oh, absolutely. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Right now, I'm just working on a little avocado salad to top the tacos with. I have my sweet potato queso in the bowl here, and then I have my tacos right here, if you can see that.
Okay, just send my three through. I don't know about the rest of you. Protein, let's see, IBK Florida, protein green smoothie every evening for dinner. Beautiful,
Ooh,
lightest meal of the day. I would make these for cheat Saturday. I love that. And what's in your green smoothie? Is it a protein and then you add other things?
yes, let us know. I'm
Hello,
curious for myself.
Sunny Speaks Vegan. Welcome.
Hey, Sunny.
We are just making for Taco Tuesday. Chef has smashed black bean tacos It's National Empanada Day, so I am making Mexican empanadas using masa harina, so corn, flour, masa means dough, and
Uh-huh.
I've already made three, so I don't eat them all. And I'm just pressing it because it's corn flour or masa harina. It's not as giving as wheat, but then it's gluten free. So just be mindful of that when you're pressing it, and you'll be fine. And I'm gonna fry these, but you could bake them. I'm gonna pan fry them, not deep fry them.
Ooh, Sunny is about to make some tofu scrambled tacos. Oh my goodness, that sounds so good.
Okay, Sonny, you need to send those through the phone. That's the agreement we have. Chef is sending me three of his smash tacos. I'm sending him three of my empanadas. So what are you putting on the plate, Sonny?
Listen, we need a little potluck situation going on here.
Yes,
Ooh, and we have
we
the
do.
recipe for that green smoothie here. Protein, kale, dandelion, beets, fruit. Okay, that sounds really good.
That's the green smoothie.
Uh-huh. Protein, kale, dandelion greens, beets, and fruit. Nice.
So I've got my oil too. It's right now. I'm just measuring it with my laser. It's 390, so I'm going to turn it down just a tad. But I'm going to go ahead and put my first empanada in. Gently, gently, gently. And then I'll just flip it over. If you have a deep fryer, or you could put it in your air fryer also, would be very easy.
Yeah. I have my lime here that I'm gonna put in my avocado salad because I just love a little taste of lime when I'm eating my tacos. Just rolling it to release the juices in there. Cut that in half.
You know, Chef, it's what, 9:46 for me. So I'm like, I don't usually eat till like 11. I just don't get hungry. But I don't know today. I don't know. I don't know that I can guarantee I'm not going to eat until
Ah,
them through the phone. Yes, with avocado. Yes, 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 for
yes,
sure. We can add some avocado for you. I'm
for sure.
just frying these on each side about 2, 3 minutes because again, I'm not deep frying, I'm pan frying, but I've got the oil up enough so I know when I turn it because the empanada has this side, the bottom is flat, but this side is more round. So I want to make sure when I turn it over, I'm getting every part of this into the oil. Now I feel like it's on, Chef. I feel like I'm in the kitchen at the restaurant now, and like the orders are coming through on that ticker. That ticker thing, man, makes your heart go up when it starts. There's some kind of craziness that I love about it, though.
Oh, yes, yes, love it.
And I'm just gonna drain these on, paper towel just to get off the excess. But they cook really quick. And I had slightly warmed my filling, my shiitake mushroom filling that had onions and minced garlic and paprika and cumin and coriander. So it doesn't take a long time. You can actually make these ahead of time and store them in an airtight container. And you can also freeze them airtight, wrapping them, first and then freezing them and then date when you put them in the freezer. Okay, chef, you're already plating over there. God dang it.
You know me. I'm hungry. I worked out, did my first workout early today. I have my smoothie, but now my body is calling for real food,
Food.
you know?
Well, yeah, because you're, 3 hours ahead of me, right?
Oh
My
yeah,
body is
that is true.
going, why are we cooking this kind of food so early? You're messing up my whole genome. But we've
Yeah.
got the first one cooked. So these corn masa harina empanadas, it's National Empanada Day. They are not going to be as flaky as your wheat pastry because they're gluten free, and I'm fine with it. I used to go to this Caribbean store when I lived in LA. It was on Slauson, and I lived in View Park. And man, those empanadas they would make, and I know they were using, plantain flour or cassava. Whoa, so good. You wait. Hello. All right, let's see. Do you see any comments, Chef? Are we making you hungry? Are we making you drool? We want to keep our jobs.
Absolutely.
And when
Uh,
we're frying things, don't overcrowd your skillet because when you've got that heat very hot, especially when you're pan frying, and then you drop something in that has a less temperature or cooler temperature, it's going to dissipate your heat. So your heat is going to, not be as hot. And if you really want things crispy, you want to keep that oil hot, get it in and get it out because it's fast cooking. So that's a plus. But when we cook with too many foods where we're frying and you have a fat and a dough, so I'm frying in fat and I've got the empanada, that creates what's called acrylamides. And acrylamides are like acrylic. And when that gets a lot in our body, that starts to clog our arteries. So once in a while, it's good. I don't do a lot of fried food, even pan fried.
mhm.
But on the regular, which some people are on the regular, it's going to cause long-term problems. And I always say food is, you want to eat food to live for, not to die for. And food can be a slow poison or it can give us life. So we have to balance it, right, Chef?
Absolutely. 110%. So I have my avocado salad here,
Uh-oh.
and
Oh, you've got the avocado going, Chef.
absolutely. So when I'm ready to eat these tacos, I'll just put some of that on. And of course, you already know I'm gonna have this on my tacos. I'm running low, but this pili pili
Oh,
cooler sauce right here,
not the pili pili, Chef.
you know I had that to the side.
That's our favorite product that is made available for you on the chef because you don't need to be trying to do all that Asha is doing. Kula co. You can check it out because that pili pili, and she has two other sauces, but the pili pili has 1 hour hearts, and it's so good. Okay, chef, I just want you to see my empanada here. It's super
Look
hot.
at
You can see I
that.
didn't press it all the way, but it stayed in
That's beautiful.
because it's crispy.
Golden brown.
Golden brown, baby. You know how we do it. We're getting that sun and that vitamin D on these empanadas. I'm just
I love it.
draining them, fam, so I get some of that excess oil off.
Absolutely. Yes, go ahead and put mine to the side. I'll be knocking at the door soon.
Well, you got mine already ready, so I'm ready.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But that crunch, whether you have the smashed taco or you have the crunch of the empanada, is so
Yeah.
satisfying. And then you bite into the center and it's creamy. It still
Yeah.
has texture, whether it's the black beans or the mushrooms. I just love it.
Yeah. Same here. I love crunchy anything, chips,
Yes.
especially tortilla chips. Tortilla chips are so my thing. What are you doing over there, chef? I see you.
I am just like on my last one. I'm on my last one. So, if we weren't doing this and try to show the fam as much as we can, I would have had these already prepared, done. Sometimes, you bring family in the kitchen with you, especially with kids. It's great to get their hands in their food so they see where it comes from. And you start with kids. I work with a lot of young kids. I used to cook for a family, and they had a little boy, 2 years old, and he loved chimichurri on everything. His palate was wild because he was the only kid and his parents fed him like he was an adult. There was no baby food in that house and he didn't want to mess around. The mom was like, hide spinach in his food. I'm like, no, I'm going to make chimichurri with some spinach in it because he already likes green food with the chimichurri. Don't hide food. Tell kids what they're eating and why it's good.
Absolutely.
Normalize it. Okay, chef, here you go. Look at this one.
Yes. Yes. I wish you could just push it through the phone, and I can just grab and be like, okay. And as you're doing the next one, I'll be eating and talking and letting the people know what I'm experiencing right now.
That's the thing, Chef, being able to, with all this technology, fam, don't you think it's time that we should be able to push food through the phone or at least have smell-o-vision, right? Because this is ridiculous. I'm getting a steam oil facial. I'm getting all this aroma. And when you're in the kitchen all day cooking, you don't really get hungry because you just have all these smells that tell the brain, the brain is like, oh, you're eating, kind of like, the algorithm when we hit share, but we don't share it out to anybody. We just copy it. It goes, oh, you're okay, you're eating. I'm getting satiated. Okay, what is your with them through the phone with the avocado salad? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's coming up. Order up,
Yes.
as we would say. Look at that. Look at that, chef.
Yes.
All right. You showing off now. I got you, chef. I got you. Hold up.
Well, listen,
Hold
let
up.
us know.
Hold
Let us know what we're
up.
working with.
Hold up. Just a second, chef. I got you. I'm not far behind. I am not far behind, chef. Just hold your horses. We going to the races here. Watch. You know how competitive I am, chef. Look at those.
Oh my
Look at that.
goodness. Yes.
Can you see the golden? Oh,
Yes.
wait, where's the thing? How do you do it?
Oh, yes.
But hold on, chef. Oh,
Wait,
wait. Oh,
did you say pear salsa earlier? That, ooh, I just know that's a great flavor
yes,
combination.
a
The
pear
sweet with the,
salsa, chef.
mm,
I marinated the bell pepper. I had tomatoes in it, red and yellow bell pepper, a little soy sauce, apple cider vinegar, and then I put habanero. No, I put a serrano in it, and I just cooked down like you would, and I peeled the pear. It was a red pear. So it even has more antioxidants. I mean, I did peel the skin off because I just didn't want that toughness. But then I put that in and cook it down to like a jam. So it could have been a jam salsa because it was jam.
oh my
It was
goodness.
jamming, chef. And here it is.
Oh, come on. That looked amazing. Yeah. That would pair so nicely with these tacos here, so you can push that through the phone as well.
Okay, chef, hold up. I got you, chef. Who said something? Uriel said something about avocado. And then I made an avocado yogurt
Ooh,
crema.
wait a minute
Yes,
now.
chef.
The sauce
Yes.
queen. Now listen, you ain't tell us about the sauces at the beginning.
You didn't tell us everything either, Chef. I was like, oh, he's holding the goods. I'm going to hold some of the goods. So here we've got this is just a coconut yogurt with a ripe avocado, and I put lime in it and salt, and you can put pepper in it. I put a little cumin and coriander so that it has a base of depth. And then hold
Yeah.
on, Chef. You know what? I got my pickled onions. You know how we do.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Chef, come
The
on. You
layers
told
of
me to
flavor
bring the
and
heat.
texture. Mm.
You
Yes.
told me you were not playing around, and I better come with the goods. Hold up, Chef. Hold up. Hold up. I'm not even through, Chef. Give me a
Uh-oh.
second.
Hold
Mm-hmm.
on. Let her cook.
Let us cook. I've got some scallions. You know what I'll do? I'll cut my scallions, and then people will usually like, oh, they're kind of dry. I'm like, no, they're just more texturized. So
Uh,
we got that going on. And then I keep my herbs in a glass container in the refrigerator. These have been almost going on 2 weeks, guys. And they're
uh,
a little droopy, but they're really firm. And I like to just tear. This is cilantro, but I do this with all my herbs, my basil, my mint. Mm-hmm.
oh my
Mm-hmm. What you got, chef?
goodness.
What you got,
Yeah,
chef,
no, yeah.
over there? What you
I
got?
got my tacos right here. They ready to go. And listen to,
Okay, chef, we
I'm listening.
could
I'm
be at a
taking
food
notes.
swap. Hold up. Let me show you what we got for you, chef. All right, so here we've got our empanadas with the pear salsa, with the pickled onions and the cilantro and scallions. We have our corn salad that has corn in the summer when it's all ripe and in season. I'll be grilling it, then taking it off the cob. And I've got bell pepper, I have cilantro, I have onions, red onions, I have pepper, I have cumin, I have coriander, and then we've got our creaminess to it. Our avocado crema is different than guacamole because you know how I love my guacamole. But there we go. So, fam, put your
Whew,
plate up, chef. Put your
Lord, have
plate up.
mercy.
Let's
And my
see.
mouth is watering. I don't want to drool on the plate. Listen,
So here you go, fam. You've got your smash. Tell them, chef, what you have for
these are
them.
the smashed black bean tacos topped with an avocado salad. And on the side for the dipping of the tacos, I have some sweet potato queso here. And yeah, ready to dig in.
And you have here the empanadas. It's National Empanada Day, stuffed with shiitake mushroom, seasoned and braised to deliciousness. You have a corn salad. You have an avocado crema with coconut yogurt. So you're getting good bacteria, good fat. We didn't come to play. We said, let us cook.
Absolutely. You know how we do.
How is everyone doing? Did you enjoy that? If you'd
Yeah.
like to see more of this, perfectly done by the master chef. Thank you. Oh, Chef Moose, hello, coming in from, the UK. Are you still in the UK? Are you in France now? Chef Moose is a pastry chef, guys. He's, what country are you originally from, Chef Moose, if you're still here? Yes, yes, yes. We've got people coming in. We are looking to do this. What do you think, Chef? Monthly now? And then we
Oh,
have our guests 3 times, or you
yeah.
think that sounds good?
I feel like, yeah, yeah, for sure. I think that's a really good idea. And it just gives us a chance to get in the kitchen and move around and interact with our fam one on one.
And we love to cook. Sometimes we're talking about food with our guest, and next week we have a guest that you're going to love to hear from. Talk about pocket food. I'll leave that with you. I'm not telling you what his product is, but he does make a product that you can go and buy. It's in the frozen section. So we love that, but it's clean, it's vegan, it has a wide offering. But I'm going to leave you to share with us what you think his pocket food would be. And that's all I'm going to tell you. We are going to repost this as we always do. So you'll be able to, share it out or listen to it again. Chef, how many times do you watch our replays usually on
Oh, at
average?
least three. And last week's episode was like an hour and a half, and I watched it 3 times. No kidding, from start to finish, like it was a movie or like a podcast. I just put it on, and then I'm cleaning my space, and I'm like, yes, I so needed to hear that.
We have some of the best. Angela Means joined us from
Yeah.
Jackfruit Cafe. She's currently in Tahoka, Texas, doing some great things, and she shared with us all that she was doing. She's written 2 books, 85 vegan recipes you didn't know you craved. And then she's also written, Seven Sinners and the Angel That Loved Them. And I can't wait to get my book because it's supposed to be like a thriller kind of, just a twist and turn, not necessarily the angel we think about. And then we had, of course, Asha Weldon from Kula Foods, which that was our second time because she's launching her seasons.
Yeah.
We had her last year, October, and then she joined us just a few weeks ago and shared the insight. So we're always bringing people in that are giving us the goods before it hits the press. We had Chef McKinney Howe from
Mhm.
Plum Bistro in Seattle, and she's launching, fam, her own tofu company. So, McKinney's Tofu up in Seattle. I mean, we have people that are not playing in this space, but they're making culturally, important foods
Mhm.
because others aren't necessarily. And they're going global with it. So we are loving the people that we bring. We've had some of the best guests, and most all of our guests are guests or brand owners, CEOs, and founders who are vegan. That's our jam, plant-based. And they started the company from scratch. They have integrity. They're concerned about sustainability. They're, serving up good food, the way any kind of food you'd buy at the store that's already prepared or almost all you have to do is warm it, like jackfruit when I think of Uptons, or when I made my banana blossom tacos, I use their banana blossom that is just pure banana blossom but already made, so I don't have to, like, with a jackfruit, hack it up and do all that labor intensity. So Make sure to mark your calendars Tuesdays, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm on the West Coast. Chef is on the East Coast. You don't know where we'll show up independently or together. You just don't know because we have so much fun with what we do. And we just want to serve you food to live for, not to die for. Let's see your plate, Chef. I
Yeah.
want to get a picture when we, have the replay. So there you go. Shoot your best shot, like you're a model. Get that angle you want.
We're
Oh,
talking
look at
about
Chef. Chef is bringing all the angles. All right, Chef. All right, fam. When we put up the replay, please drop that you were here with us if you have time. Thank you for everybody. Okay, Patty Crusty means look like. Hey, it's a party crusty. So hello, Sister Chef Moose. Hello. So it's National Empanada Day. So I made corn marina hot masa harina empanadas instead of what they make in Spain and other parts of the world because it's gluten free and I love tortillas. So, fam, again, thank you for joining us. Thank you to those that will watch the replay. Please comment and please tell us what you'd like to see Chef and I make, all plant based. If you say cook a roast, it's gonna be a plant based roast. We can do it. Don't test us because we can do it. We will bring the heat. You saw what we did today. We're gonna build this into our schedule on Plantish Slide. We're still going to be bringing you the best brand founders, CEOs, and products you may not know about that you might like to support and tap into. And we just thank you for being here and being a part of our community because everything is about community. Chef and I love what we do, and we're just thankful for you. Chef, do you want to close us out?
yes, get in the kitchen and experiment, explore, embrace your inner child, make some tacos, make the sweet potato queso, make those empanadas. Come on now. It's Taco Tuesday. Let's make it happen, y'all. Have the best day. And until next week.
See you, fam. We're signing off. We'll put up the replay as we do. Thank you again. We love your comments and support.
Bye.
Bye.